Hello, hello, hello. Welcome back to my channel. It's your girl ArtishaSparkle. I typically try to go live every day from like Tuesday through Saturdays. And then sometimes I do like a nighttime live and then sometimes Jazz hop on. But yeah, how's everyone feeling today? I'm feeling better. But the craziest thing ever was that I asked the universe, I'm like, I normally come on here and I talk about celebrity news and celebrity gossip. And I'm like, I want to talk about something meaningful. I want to talk about something that is just not necessarily empower, but like informative. And I was like, what should I talk about? And the universe was like, talk about your intuition of what you think is going to happen in the future to come. And I'm like, yeah. And then it hit me because most of like my viewers come on, hey, 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 welcome in. Um, Most of my viewers are like, you guys love Sloan, and like sometimes we go and watch her videos live. And so I'm like, that's talking about the future and prediction of like individual celebrities and people like that. But I just wanted to talk about like what's to come because I feel like everybody want to know what's in store in the future. And so here's I got like chat to come in and help me with it a little bit, so I can basically stay on topic. But I do want to talk straight off of the dome, right? Um, so let's just jump right on into it. So here's my, I guess, like predictions. Definitely, like I said, a disclaimer. That don't mean that through and through everything gonna happen, but this is just what I feel. Um, Those of you who don't know, 2025, when you add the numbers up together, if you into numerology, shout out to you guys. It comes out to be nine, and nine is like representative of transformation and rebirth. As we can see, some form of a transformation, right? Rather it be, in the political sense or, whatever it may be, even for, your personal life. But and it also in the Chinese year, excuse me, is the year of the snake. I should have warmed my tea up before going on live. Um so that means that it's gonna feel like the world, or if it's your world, or just the world and things around you is falling apart. But I feel like it has to fall apart in order for things to rebuild and rebuild back up for the better. Right. So that's what I feel like. And then also make sure comment down below what you feel like as well, because we all can feel that like global shift and it is coming. And then hearing from other people or seeing other like spiritual people like post up and seeing like their predictions. And I want to say a few years back, and this is before the whole LA and everything with the fires, but I remember I had a dream that the mountains was on fire. I don't know. When I have my dreams, I'm like, all right, mentally I'm jotting it down. And then, if it comes to fruition or it get in alignment or whatever that may mean, then I address that. But like I said, I really don't know. I just, like I said, jot it down in my head and I'm like, okay, now LA is constantly on fire. So I don't know if that was like a future prediction of what's to come. If it's going to be a lot of fire, if it's going to be like, I don't want to think of things on a drastic measure, but think about it. Like, look at what's going on to LA. Like that is drastic. There are people who have to relocate and actually lost their homes due to fires. So that's something to keep in mind about. And then also too, before the movie came out, Leave the World Behind. I know a lot of people have watched it. I think it was on Netflix. Um, Before it came out, and it took me a minute before watching the movie. And only reason why I like ran to watch it is because when other people was telling me about like what was going on in the movie, I was like, that was my dream. So another dream I had, and this one wasn't too long ago. Hold on one second. Was I was in New York, and all of a sudden like it got like quiet, and everyone know how New York is a city that does not sleep. So it was like really quiet, and then all I remember was like a lot of people like near Times Square, or at Times Square, and it was like they was screaming or making noise, but you could not hear them. And then all of a sudden it was like a distinct loud like noise. I don't know how to really like describe the dream, but that's exactly what it was. And I remember like, oh no, like let's get the hell out of here. So me and my family like we like, let's hurry up, get over this bridge. And I remember cars was piled up and packed, like everybody trying to leave the city. I guess it was just crazy. So listening to other people describe like, oh, leave the world behind, like I'm like, that's sort of what the dream that I had. Like what? Yeah, now y'all make me want to go watch it. So I feel as though maybe not as dramatized. Well, and it's so funny because I'm like, I don't want to dramatize the whole scenario, because when somebody says something, it's like it sounds unbelievable until it actually happens, and then it happens to either individual person. So like the pandemic, like people were dying from C word. So I don't want to say it on here and then YouTube blacklist my channel or my page or this live. But yeah, so things was happening. People was passing away. And and I know of people who have passed away from that. So it's like, yeah, it actually was a dramatic time frame. It was a whole pandemic. It existed. It happened. So I feel like somewhat of that movie could possibly come about. All right, let's see what else. And yes, we are in the Aquarius age from what I researched. And so the age that we are in influence our like values and our beliefs. So I feel like society is going to shift onto like getting healthy and wellness. Like I feel like in the past, everyone was so more like a hustle mode and about money, and like what was the one that everybody used to say? What was it? Oh, team no sleep. Now everybody's going to be getting a good quality life and trying to sleep. So I feel like we're going to be shifting to that and basically getting back to the basics of life. Like we were like massive consumerism. All that is going to be pretty much in a form of obsolete, because like I said, it's going to have to be a rebirth. So everybody's going to get back to the basics. And it is going to be a shift in political power. And I don't really have like a prediction for say. I feel like it's going to be more of, and it's getting alignment with, instead of like everyone saying me, is going to be more of a we. So it's going to be more of a community base and society base of what we're deciding on moving forward. Instead of just one political power, is going to be a community, if that makes sense. I don't know. Take it as you can. Let's see. And Saudi shift, communities, everything. Like I said, that's going to go back. I feel like everything is going to be community based. wellness based, health based. So if you are into those things already, like that is a financial gain if you want to get into the wellness business or the health business, because these is going to be the top things that's booming. I feel like people are going to be doing like meditation and being a little bit more spiritually aligned is going to be the focus moving forward. uh what else, what else? I feel like, okay, let me go into, because I jot down my notes. I said the ninth year, the year of the snake, and there's possibly, like I said, during the transformation, we're looking at possibly wars. Now I don't know if that's like a spiritually war, mentally war, or physical war. We'll see as it goes on. Let me look at my notes and topics that chat recommended. Like I said, building stronger communities. They also said the same thing: trends of activism, equality, and collective fight for justice. And that's all underneath the community and social shift umbrella. Everybody, I feel like everybody's going to be working together as a collective on a common cause. And then again, the food and wellness trends, sustainable living. So I feel like if you haven't already tapped into like the whole homestead society, community that is on YouTube, that if you look that up, that's exactly where I feel like everybody's going to be going. So for example, let's say, of course, the living, as we see, is already getting high. And eventually, if things don't change, people is not going to be able to afford to, let's say, go to the grocery store and spend and buy what they normally would, or even living how they normally would. So a lot of people, for example, might start growing their own food and vegetable. And I also had a dream about that as well. So I feel like us as people is going to be going back into more like gardening and growing our own natural foods and vegetables and things of that nature. Um, let's see what else. And it says a lot of plant-based diets. I don't really know about too much about that. I don't feel like it might be like everyone's going towards a plant-based. It's just more of so like gardening and making your own like vegetables and stuff like that. Let me see. It says innovation in food technology, lab grown meat, vertical farming. I don't know about that. That's the only reason why I'm like, lab grown meat sounds crazy. If anything, people gonna be trying to, have, do farming and bringing in their own harvest and bringing in their own food. And then also, like I said, if the cost of living gets way out of hand and people can't afford it, you're gonna have a lot of people either coming together and going back home, like either living with their parents or family members. Or let's say if your parent has, a house and then besides they have like an empty lot or something, people could possibly, I feel like, buy the little tiny homes and living into the tiny homes. And that's what I mean, like back to basic, back to simplicity. So we may start to see a lot of that if, people don't come together collectively and do something basically. Let's see what else. And then I do believe that the holistic wellness is going to make a good comeback. And this is balancing mind, body, and spirit. Yeah. I feel like mentally, and for me, a millennial. Okay, it feels like ever since the millennium came in, it was like tragedies. And at first it was a little sporadic. It was like, oh, once every 5 years. No, now it seems like every year there is something tragic. So it was like when I was in middle school, we had 9/11, and that was like a huge tragedy. And then it was like from then on, it just grew. It was always something else, something else. And then when we thought we was getting forward and we thought we was changing as a whole society, like not everybody on the same page. And it's just like kind of roll back everything. It's like, okay, mentally for us millennials, I don't know about anybody else. Me, I'm tired, burnt out. And that's whether if it's with the workforce, if it's mentally, it's like everything that I was doing became a struggle. And mentally, I got burnt out. And probably like around 2023 is when I was like, okay, something got to give. And that's what I feel like for as millennials or me. That we're just like, okay, we tried everything. We burnt out. We exhausted. So now it's like getting back into touching grass, going outside and touching grass at least, or getting spiritually aligned, or getting back into nature, things like that, that's in alignment with for better growth, better self-care, and things like that. Let's see what else chat had. Yeah, like I said, balancing mind, body, and spirit. And a lot of people I feel like maybe going towards like a spiritual awakening, um, doing like yoga activities, as you see, Pilates. I think it's Pilates, right? Yeah, making a huge comeback. Um, so I'm gonna see like people getting just in a line. Rather, like I said, if it's spiritually, mentally, physically, everybody is going to be getting in a line. Because things gotta go out of whack before it can get better. Let's see what else predictions. As far as AI is going to continue to grow. It's going to go into, because stuff like this, technology always just been in advance, and I feel like people take advantage and do things like, for example, as much craftier technology can get, scamming could get. So people use it for their own greater cause and good, and not necessarily for the best of the environment or the best for the community. um so I don't think like too much too crazy. Yeah, not really fast like how we thought, oh, we're gonna be having flying cars in the future of 2025. Not yet. I don't feel like anything is just major made, like, because this is like the first year into, because we start to fill in our soul of the whole global shift and the transformation and everything. So everything got to just work itself out. um let's see what else. So I think that is it, because I don't know whatever else that everybody might want to know, but this is what I feel like for the predictions for now is definitely a rebirth. And like I said, everybody's going to the basics. We're going to be going back to the basics, whatever that sounds or look like or feel like for the individual. Um, and yeah, jot down below and let me know what you guys think for the future, because I would love to hear and see what everybody else is talking about. I'm trying to remember some of the other predictions that I see people saying, and it's definitely going that route. And as well as the number one is the spiritually aligned. You're going to start to see that in the wellness. Um, Everybody's just going to be heading that direction, and it's not going to be more of like a celebrity base, and it's not going to be just like one person base. It's going to be like community and more group base, just to keep it on that kind of front line. I may come back and do a part two, um maybe like, ooh, I probably do a part two maybe around June, and see if I feel like anything might change or come about that I should update. But yeah, so let me know. Like I said, comment down below what you guys think was your future predictions. and how to, making sure that we all are in alignment of it. Don't be fearful about the future. I'm trying my best to be optimistic and seeing where the chips land. The thing is being prepared or knowing like, okay, I think that's what caused like the ease for me, because it's like, okay, I kind of feel like this was gonna get going that direction anyway. So it's like, I already know, versus like something hit you upside the head and it's like, oh shoot, I did not even know that was gonna happen. Now I gotta readjust and realign and redo all this and that. um but yeah, I'd love to hear you guys comment down below and let me know what you think overall. I'm trying to figure out whatever else that I've seen other people post up. Yeah, I just think, and I know everybody want to know about the whole TikTok thing. I don't know. They saying that they are in talks and in works with something. At one point, I did feel like TikTok was probably going to be done for in the next following days. But I think, well, how many days he gave? Like 90 days or something. But it's always just best to be like, okay, just in case if this product, this app, this whatever is going under, let me figure out what will be my next plan. And that's whatever. So if mainly your business is off of like online type of business, then say, okay, if websites, internet, or whatever will crash, how can I still make money or bring in an additional income, or how would I be able to jump shift? So and there's a possibility with all the hacking that things could crash. So yeah, that's just basically being able to think ahead. If you are an entrepreneur, and like I said, if you make bulk of your business from e-commerce, a lot of people that I know is making money off of TikTok and different things. Like, okay, get in alignment of other things that you could possibly still be getting an income and not just rely on one source. So that's for all our entrepreneurs out there, that, like I said, that's making their money from online in the digital space and digital world. Because a lot of people make money off of what I'm doing, live streaming. So it's like, okay, if that was to go under, how would I still be able to connect with my communities? So that's just the next step, to think about that. And because I know a lot of people ask, like, okay, what do you think is a good business to get into? And so again, I feel like a good business to get into would be more of a move of if it's informative. A lot of people is not going to want to watch junk or eat junk like we did before. People going to want to be educated. People going to want to know, be informed. Like I said, just being able to fill up that spiritual side. Again, whatever that means to each person. Um, so I think overall, wellness is going to do good. Wellness is going to be a great business to dive into. Um, and that is if transitioning from, okay, um, this is a business. Because like I said, if it's something that's not important that people are selling, and I don't want to throw this company or brand out there, but people just not going to want to consume a whole lot of things no more. And it's a possibility is because, okay, money is getting funny. People are not able to afford certain things. So what is something that people is going to be able to say, I need or I have to have? And obviously that is food. So agriculture is something that people, if you're interested in what business to get in line to, wellness, if it is like yogas, Pilates, meditation, I think those going to be the most important things first. And then, like I said, I'll probably tap in a few months, probably do something quarterly. So maybe around April, I'll probably tap in anywhere from like April or June to tap in to see what I think that everything is going. So yes, don't be in fearful mode. Educate yourself, be informative, and be proactive on how to easily because like I said, this is the year of transformation where everything is transforming. It's just going to be a whole rebirth, and we're starting over, and it's just going to be like the basics. You got to tear down and rebuild back up something greater. But yeah, I don't want to hold you guys too long. I think I just wanted to, like I said, talk about the basics, and then as it goes on, we can have a dialogue and get a little bit more informed. But yeah, I hope you guys are having a great day. And I don't know if I'm gonna hop back on later, but if you like lives like this, I would love to hear me talk, period. I have a goal set for myself. I'm trying to remain active on YouTube, and get to 500 or more subscribers. So if this is your first time tuning in and you like it here, thank you for being a part of. Hey, hit the subscribe button, turn your notification on. Like I said, I go live. I'm try to go live every day, Tuesday through Saturdays. And yeah, and hit like to put your girl in the algorithm streets, and comment down below because I would love to hear what you guys' prediction is for the future. And until next time, see ya. Bye bye.